Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangout. I'm Noe, designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week is Mr. Pedro.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Pedro, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show where we try to combine 3D printing and digital electronics and do it all live to inspire you folks. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It is October 11th. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's the week of, well, it's the month of making, I would say, because Halloween is one of those maker holidays. So I hope everybody's inspired to wire up some LEDs. We have some interesting projects coming out this month that all have to do with Halloween stuff.
Here at Adafruit, every day is Halloween, so...
Yeah. So
Keep
check
on
it out.
making cool
Look,
stuff.
check it out. There are some freebies. We're going to pay some bills now since we kind of ran late a little bit.
Freebies are back.
Freebies are back. So if you go to adafruit.com/free.
There's so much freebies that I need to read from the actual website to get it all right.
Yeah.
$99 or more, you're going to get a free Proma Proto half-size breadboard. $150 or more, you're going to get an Trinket M0. $200 or more, all of that. And free ground shipping. $250 or more, you're going to get Gemma M0. And then...
Plus everything else that was in the...
I was going to say, for the next one, at $300 or more, you're going to get a CircuitPython, you're going to get a Gemma M0, free shipping, Trinket M0, a half-size Proma Proto.
CircuitPython, Circuit Playground Express. Yeah, you get all that stuff, so check out adafruit.com/free. We also have a coupon code for today. It's MakeChi.
MakeChi.
So if you want to order something today, you can use MakeChi. And if you order enough stuff, you get free stuff.
Yes.
How cool is that? Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We're live streaming in all the places, and
shout outs to everybody in the chat rooms for enduring some of this technical difficulties on. Is this Monday? Is today Monday?
No, it's Wednesday.
Shout outs to Jim, Sonic, Alchemy, Madable, Olski, Ryder, Yanni.
Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're also in the Discord chat room, so if you want to go there, you go to discord.gg/Adafruit. I have a link at the top there. We're chilling out there. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. So let's jump right into this week's project.
This week's coupon code is Chi. MakeChi because of
this week's project.
This week's wireless Chi.
Hey, we saw this last week, but this week we have a full guide for you, and they're in stock. That's always a good thing. Tell us about your project.
Yes. So finally, iPhone has built-in wireless Qi charging. Past projects before, we've built a little stand for a Qi charger.
Okay.
Highlighting the little Qi adapter. If you go over to the overhead, we have these super cool little adapters that you can use for your non-Qi enabled devices. We have these for Lightning. We have them for micro USB. And now that they're built in, I thought I'd go ahead and build a portable version of our little stand.
Right, because you have to plug this into a USB port or a battery adapter, or not a battery, a wall adapter. The stand, the Qi stand.
So I want to have a charger that was Qi enabled, but still had legacy USB port for non-Qi enabled devices. So has a 6600 milliamp hour battery inside there with our little Qi Breakout as well inside there. It's being powered by a PowerBoost 1000C. That's providing the boosted 3.7 volt battery, boosted up to 5, and then connecting this up to the Qi board, which is able to power this guy. And this works very well. Of course, 3D printed. We're using NinjaFlex to have a nice grippy surfaces.
Dual extruded as well.
Yeah, you can dual extrude these as well. We have all the models up on Thingiverse if you guys want to modify these. I did want to make like a cappy or something, but I ran out of time, so I had to stick with the circular coil.
It's an indicator to let you know where the charging surface is, the charging area, the coil. Yeah.
So this works really good. You should be able to charge about 3 times. And one of the things that we didn't mention though during filming or last couple of weeks is, what's cool is if you bring over your little CircuitPython.
It's a Circuit Playground.
Circuit Playground board.
CircuitPython, Circuit Playground.
Yeah, you're able to actually charge these guys, or actually power, side power this with a low.
You can power low devices, low power devices like in Circuit Playground, or
as we showed in the video,
earbuds, like Bluetooth earbuds, for example, or like a keyboard would work as well. So anything that has a standard USB female connector on the side there. Can you show the side? Yeah, so that anything can pretty much plug into there. Just don't plug in another phone, because another phone will last too much.
Yeah,
'cause
it'll
it
try to
wants
draw
more
too
than an
much.
amp. Yeah, anything that's half an amp, it can power on the side there. So you can charge 2 devices at the same time.
Yeah, one thing that we want to try, we didn't think about this till yesterday, was getting one of the micro USB ones and see if we can power
Charge it. Wirelessly power a circuit playground.
see if that'll work. So we'll try that next week. That would be super cool.
Yeah.
So we go ahead and jump into the guide for building this guy out.
Sure. So the first page talks about all the things you need. So all the parts needed is the transmitter, the Qi transmitter, a power boost 1000C, and a couple of little odds and ends like a slide switch and a micro USB connector.
Yeah, the power boost actually comes with the USB jack that you're going to need
Sure.
to have this protrude out one of the sides to power non-Qi devices.
And the battery, of course, is the 6600 milliamp LiPo battery. This is a nice strong version. It's not it's the cylindrical type battery, so it's not like all soft.
Yeah, so it's 3 of them inside there.
Yeah, they're pretty tough. I wouldn't say you could drop them, but they're a little bit more stronger. Cool. So those are all the parts you need. You can get them. We also have some other things like the power supply if you want to
for
charge
charging
it.
that up.
Yeah, for charging. Because remember, you can recharge the battery with the power boost, because that's what the power boost can do.
Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
suggesting the 2.4 volt or amp.
Right, so you get fast charging from that?
Yeah.
Sweet. And 3D printers and filament and all that stuff, but you can get this ordered from 3dhubs.com if you'd like, and have a local hub person print it for you.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts from all of this is this tiny little micro USB, a little DIY shell that we
Do you want me to show that?
sell.
This little guy?
This tiny little guy.
It's almost
made
too
it
small to
super-
show, so let me actually pull it up on the...
Okay.
So what is this little guy for, right? This little guy.
So you can build your own USB cables.
Right. And you use that in this project, which we'll go over here now.
It's a lot more simple than trying to connect to the pads on the micro USB connector there.
Yeah. So let's talk about the 3D printing. This case is actually, it can be printed in 2 different orientations. So one of the things Pedro wanted to attempt was to print it vertically. So normally with a 3D printed case, you print it flat and it prints horizontally, it kind of goes up a little bit. But this was actually printed vertically.
Yeah, so back up, the reason why you have to do that is because there are mounting spots on both sides of the case. So I didn't want to compromise time because we have to get this out fairly quickly. So I didn't want to waste any material or time on printing extra support material, so I did print this vertically. And if you go over to the overhead, you can see that it looks pretty good after you clean it up.
So there's no support material required for this.
There's absolutely no support material. It's just
With
printed on the
with printing
bottom.
it horizontally, you do need support material. So we'll take a look here. You can totally print this vertically without any support material. As long as you have some good active cooling on your 3D printer, you can definitely get away with this type of design.
Yeah, so some of the considerations I took was giving these standoffs a bunch of fillets.
Oh yeah, so that
So
helps
that-
with the overhangs.
Yeah, so there's no overhangs on that. And
The
like I said
biggest
before,
bridge area is
this top part right here.
Right, and things with Simplify 3D has like really nice bridging support now, so it can attempt really long bridges without having to use support material.
Yeah, so the only thing you need to do is just add like a 6mm brim or skirt
Right,
on the
because
bottom
you
and
do
just
have a
adhere.
low surface area.
Yeah.
But
But
even
that
lower-
worked out very well.
Yeah. I thought I'd do an attempt at printing it with support material, and that works pretty well too. So this is it printed with support material, and the reason why it needs support material is because you can see in the back here, when I slide the back out, this is actually where the transmitter coil is placed. This comes with it. This is like a little metal kind of bar or base for it, and that just kind of rests inside this little recessed area. And all of this area is recessed, so support material is actually all in here. So when you print it like that, you do need to apply support material here. In Cura, you don't manually set supports, you just kind of hit go and it does it for you. So I didn't have to do any extra work on that, but you can see it definitely leaves behind a little bit of stuff, but it doesn't matter too much because it's gonna be covered anyway, like that. And then this area obviously came out nice because this is the actual top area. So all the standoffs came out nice. Everything pretty much fits okay, but it's a bit of a different design where it has this whole base area is kind of inset with the frame, if that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So it depends on how you want to print it. If you want to print it with support material, go for it. If you don't want to print it with support material, that works too. You can print it vertically. kind of stress test your printer. But that's pretty much the 3D printing aspect of it. Of course, you can print this in dual extrusion. This was printed in PLA, but we recommend printing it in TPU, which is a NinjaFlex or Filaflex or whatever flex type of material.
Yeah, so to get the grippy characteristics out of the NinjaFlex, it works with Cheetah, SemiFlex, a regular 85A NinjaFlex. You are going to have to print on a heated glass build plate.
You don't have to, but it will make it really nice and
It'll
grippy.
make a huge difference in terms
You
of
can cling it to the window like our Lego thing.
Yeah, you could. You could cling this to the window.
Right. So it works really well. I like the dual color and, of course, the different colors and stuff.
Oh, it looks like a lollipop.
Looks like a lollipop.
It's so glossy.
Looks great, yeah. So super cool. That's pretty much the 3D printing aspect, which is the three-piece design.
Somebody asking, what did we use to slice? We're using Cura and Simplify 3D. Cura on the Ultimaker side, and then Simplify 3D for the. I printed this one on the BCN 3D Sigma, the dual color on that one.
But the case was printed on the Type A machines, yeah. So it's a kind of mix of all the 3D printers. So all the tolerances work out across all the machines. So it works really well.
Let's go jump into the guide. I have forgotten where we were at.
No, we're talking about 3D printing.
So one weird thing in terms of printing vertically and printing horizontally is that there's actually tolerance differences for the lids when you print them vertically versus horizontally. So there are some adjustments that needed to be made to the lids. If you check out the Thingiverse page, the ones that are for printing horizontally are named non-vert. So it just stretches it out a little bit is what the difference is on that. And actually I can show it using the horizontal one.
Yeah, sure.
It does stretch it out a bit, and you can see that by like 1 millimeter.
Interesting.
Isn't that weird, huh? You get the tolerance differences based on how you orient your part for this one anyway.
Not sure why that is, other than just,
different printer or whatever.
Maybe it sags or something, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but just be aware of that if you're ever...
But all the parts fit nonetheless, right?
Yeah, all the mounting holes all fit. Yeah,
that's
just
weird.
the
outer standoffs.
And this is a failed print, but I do have one where for the indication of the coil, you have like an
single
indent.
extruded version.
Yeah, so we have several different versions for that on Thingiverse, Imagine, and Pinshape.
Excellent.
And of course, the Fusion 365, you can go in there. It's all sketch driven, so you can modify all those designs. One of the things I should have done was orient this USB port over by the slide switch, so it's on this side instead of to the side. It's a little bit annoying when you have the wire sticking out.
One of those, this is what I would change type
That's
deals?
what it should change, yeah. And since there is definitely enough room to have this port B on this side, yeah.
Yep. It's a good baseline for anybody who wants to kind of remix it.
Yep.
Cool.
Right, jump back in. Yeah, we talk about how to print on the glass bed.
A couple of settings and stuff, nozzle diameters, extrusion widths. Those are always good to have a reference for.
For NinjaFlex, you have to print a little bit slower, 30 millimeters a second if you're using the 85A NinjaFlex, or you can go, I think, about 50 millimeters a second for the Cheetah.
Yeah, you want to go kind of slow. Yeah, so setting up dual models in Simplify 3 for dual extrusion is a little bit more trickier. I gotta say, Cura nailed it. They get it a lot simpler. You just right-click and say merge, and it's pretty much done. For Simplify 3, we kind of break it down and tell you step by step how to set it up in Fusion or in Simplify 3D, right?
Yep, and I show how to set it up in Cura. It's a lot more easier.
It's just right-click merge models. Here you gotta set up each individual profile. It's like, come on. So
it can be done. It's just more work.
It's more work, yeah. It's not as simple, even though it's simplified. Cool. All right, so there's a little bit of cleanup. If you are printing it vertically, you do have to. Well, there's cleanup too. If you print it with supports, you got to just kind of yank it out and stuff. We always recommend these pliers, the flush. Actually, these are the flush diagonal cutters, but I tend to use the flat pliers, the precision ones. They're still a really good way to kind of rip them out.
Just need some sort of flat cutters to trim these up, and they come out really good after you clean them up.
That's right. Let's talk about the circuit diagram. Pretty straightforward. You get 5 volts in ground going into this little USB micro connector, and the slide switch hits enable and ground.
So handy. Oh, I love this little part.
It loves that part. Yeah, and although it's not depicted here, the USB female adapter is broken out, so it's kind of wired. So
just so it can reach 4 wires.
Yeah. So one of the things about the Power Boost is that the way it works with iDevices is that it has these specific resistors. They call iOS resistors. They're kind of what makes the iDevice kind of work with this sort of recharger. Otherwise, you'll get that warning that says this accessory is not
supported. Yeah.
supported. So this is totally supported.
Yeah.
So it works with all iDevices.
One of the costs that are considered into this. So if you take a look at the Power Boost product page for that, you can get all of the information for
Yeah. Yep.
how it's doing, like the smart load charging,
Yep.
like
Internal switching 2 amp, internal switch, that sort of thing, charging rate, that sort of stuff. So works
I'm
well.
going to point out the 90% efficiency for most cases. So as it gets slower, you are going to see the phone disconnecting and then trying to reconnect, but it still will charge it fully.
Yeah, and it'll charge your iPad as well. So you can do a charging rate of 1,000 milliamps or 1 amp.
And then real quick on the Qi Breakout, I see Yanni asking, can we use 2 Qi chargers on the same Breakout? If you take a look at the product page, it says you cannot, although I've not tried it. It says right in there that you're going to need, right at the bottom, you're going to need 2 transmitters.
Yeah, this Breakout board is only supported for 1, so you would need 2 of them.
Which makes sense. That's,
Yeah. Any more details, you can check it out here, so you can find out the charging rate and everything like that.
you can actually have a 2. Actually, I wouldn't push it. I was going to say you can have 2 ports coming out from that one, but I wouldn't push it since the Power Boost is already going to be working pretty hard to do some sort of. It's not like as fast as USB charging, but it's pretty quick.
Yeah,
I've noticed.
That's great.
So moving on to the assembly, we go over how to take the little USB jack that is included on there. It's pre-assembled, it's not soldered, so you are able to pop that out. And then the only difficult part about this build is the way that you have to mount the USB jack through the enclosure. You are going to have to do some little modifications on the metal enclosure that's around the USB. Oh, you just pushed the button.
Oops.
So you're going to need like some flat pliers to bend the edges out just so they can fit through the porthole. Sorry, you can design a better way to do that, but you are going to have to be a little bit careful in terms of that, just because the metal on there is kind of thin and can break after bending it back and forth a couple times. And to make it look nice and clean, you are going to want to use these flat pliers and grip them with the entire length of the pliers, just so that it doesn't look all janky when you bend all the pieces back together.
Is this where you want to be careful about kind of the pins, the legs touching the outer casing? Because if you do that, you can totally short something out. So just kind of be careful with those pins. I've broken a Pi Zero that way, the Pi Gal Zero.
Actually, you're going a little bit ahead of it. What you're talking about there is after you mount it in there.
It here, no?
Go down,
you're not bending it. You're bending the legs here. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
So scroll down a little bit. After you push that through, the 2 little pins that like support the entire casing around the Power Boost, you're gonna have to bend those down too, just to shorten the height of the entire component. And then what you were talking about, the pins up here on the top, which is the power, the ground, the
you bend
negative
them
and
outwards,
positive
right? You
data.
bend them kind of right angles.
You do not bend them. You cut them shorter. I tried bending them, and when you do that, they actually get too close to the metal encasing around it, and it can touch and short.
It'll totally destroy whatever.
And you have to cut the pins just so it makes the component, the height of it smaller, because otherwise the lid won't fit on top of the enclosure. So just keep that in mind. And then
what is this little bracket? USB.
So this is what's going to help the USB
it's like a guard
jack not come out, so it'll keep it flush against the enclosure there. So I tried printing that with it attached to the entire enclosure, but then it made it very difficult for you to push that USB jack through, more difficult than it already is. So I had to have that separately. Just a inspiration for any other type of way you want to hold in a USB, female USB, and for a port opening like that.
But I'll keep it in there. I'll keep it from being pushed all the way in. Great. All right, so
after
onto the wiring.
Super simple. Slide switch is connected to power the entire circuit on and off. And then I show you how long the wires need to be for that, just so they can reach exactly where I'm mounting it. So if you are changing the orientation of that, you're gonna have to change the length of those.
Yeah, they're pretty short there.
And then like we were saying, to extend the USB female jack out, we're going to have to add some wires. So I'm using 22 gauge wires for all of these. Or is it 26? The silicone coated ones, just because they're nice and flexible, should carry power very well, as opposed to the 30 gauge silicone coated wires, a little bit more thinner. So after that, we'll wire up the male micro USB. Again, take a look at the circuit diagram so you can figure out which pin is ground and 5 volt. You shouldn't need the data plus and data negative for these.
Okay.
And then after that, you can mount those up, like we were talking about before. The standoffs line up pretty well, and we're using the M 2.5 millimeter, 5 millimeter long.
My favorite screws. They just work for everything. I love these screws. Sweet.
Slide switch mounts between 3 walls that just make it snap in with enough room for the little actual slide switch part of that to protrude out just a little bit, so you can easily switch those on and off. And then to easily solder the USB jack, you are going to have to flip this around. So when you're wiring this back up to the power boost, just take note that all the pins are going to be reversed. And that's just because of, to make it a lot more easier to be able to reach to solder each pin. Otherwise, I tried flipping that around as well, have it, in the same orientation, but it was just a little bit more difficult to get in there because of the pins, the metal pins that are on the side of the metal encasing for the USB jack. After that, we can start mounting our coil base plate. And super simple, they'd snap fit in, but just to make sure that they have some sort of
so don't wiggle around.
So don't wiggle around. We're adding just 2 very small pieces of mounting tack in order to just adhere a little bit to the enclosure there. This cutout is meant for the battery, just so I don't have to, that big opening over to the left side. And you can
basically
feed,
flip the board over, huh?
Exactly, yeah. So you could feed the Qi breakout board through there, and then mount that with M3 6 millimeter long screws.
Sure. Plug in the micro USB to the
transmitter. It's going to be a little bit cramped in there, so I suggest using tweezers or some sort of pliers.
So this is how you can. This is like a kind of elegant way to wire the transmitter to the power boost, right?
Yeah.
That's how it's working. This little guy here. Excellent.
After that, the lids are secured with M2 5 millimeter long screws for those guys. And then before we close up the other side where the battery is on,
that's where the battery goes.
We will just test the circuit, make sure everything's on, and we can close that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only because of the way that the battery and the Qi charger is, just to make the enclosure as thin as I could, is a little bit offset from the center. When I first started this out, I was using the 2500 milliamp hour battery, but Lamar suggested the 66. So I did have to offset this coil just so I don't have, them on top of each other and making it, so thick.
Right.
So it is a little bit offset. So you will have to line those up like that, and you can see that it is. You're going to see a little chin on that when you mount this onto any device, even yours. I think when you mount yours, is your phone. You just look at the.
I'm just reading the comments. Sorry.
Oh.
I blame gravity for the dimensional difference. Yeah. And Yanni was reframing it as you can fit multiple Qi chargers in the design. Yeah, you would need a bigger case.
Yeah,
it's already cramped as it is, as you saw.
You got a little bit of room, but because of the battery, it's literally half.
The battery is a big one.
It's a half of the entire size of that.
It's basically the whole case, yeah.
And then we got what's Jim saying? Yeah, he wanted to use a 25 milliamp hour, but discovered the power boost put out too much current for that battery size.
Oh.
Yeah. Like Lamar suggests the 66, which will give you more power out of this anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
Ricardo asking.
Yeah, Ricardo has a question. I have a project that uses a 3-volt LiPo battery. I would like to add something so I don't have to change the battery every time. Yeah, a power boost is basically what it would do. Although it gives you 5 volts, so you have to be careful if your device can handle the 5 volts coming out of the power boost.
I think you get it to. Oh wait, no, you're right. Yeah.
It's 3, yeah.
And we have a couple different power boosts as well.
Actually,
We have
instead
a
of a
500
power
milliamp.
boost, you can use a LiPo backpack. You know what I'm saying? I think it can go down to 3. Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. I'll send you the link. Yeah, this guy here. I've used this to recharge batteries. It has a 5 volt out, but it should be okay. Here we go. Where is it, YouTube? Yeah, so check that link out, Ricardo. You can see that. That is the micro USB backpack. You can use that for your project. You have that 5 volt out, but you can have it go through BAT. So use the BAT pin, and that way you get the 3.7 volts out into your project. And then you can just use this right here to recharge your battery whenever you need to, or power it off of that if you like. You can also change the charging rate as well. So if you have a bigger battery capacity, you can jump this with a bit of solder.
Yeah, just to speed up the
But
charge.
this is, I know this because I asked Lamar actually, like, hey, I got a 3 volt device, and how do I get USB battery recharging into it? It was specifically for one of those those ops from Teenage Engineering, that company that makes those cool little synths, pocket synths. So that was a cool little project. But yeah, that was definitely would be what you need. So back to the project. So check it out. If you guys have any more questions about Qi charging or anything like that, feel free to let us know. You can let us know in the chat room or in the Discord chat.
Discord, yeah.
Cool.
People there.
So again, don't forget, if you want to pick up any of the stuff we talked about or anything beyond that, make Qi.
Make sure it saves 10% off
There you
your
go,
order. Doesn't work on subscriptions or gift certificates, but definitely jump in on that. Don't pay full price, and definitely take advantage of the freebies. They will automatically be added to your cart once you reach those thresholds.
Yeah.
So super cool.
All right, well, that was this week's project. Check out the video if you haven't already. It breaks it down a little bit more. But actually, we broke it down better, so All right, what are you prototyping? Let's go ahead and move on to that segment. So it's my turn. So I've been prototyping a bunch of Circuit Playground cases. So that's what you saw earlier. So that's like a hexagon shape of the Circuit Playground. What's interesting about it is that
it can stand up.
It can stand up, yeah. It has enough room for a battery, so you can squeeze a 500 milliamp battery underneath the case. I still have to do a little bit of tweaking to the case because it is a snap fit design. So there's like little nubs that snap fit into the cover. A little bit too tight though, so I can't really take it out. But it's got all the ample room for a massive USB cable. So I'm doing different shapes and stuff. This is like a circular design, and the difference about this one is it actually uses the coil method instead of the snap fit method. So it's kind of like playing around with two different types of case cover. So the idea is that you twist it, and this lid here has a little coil that's about one full rotation, and there's a kind of a mating side here for the coil. So it's 2 coils on these sides, and then you have 4 standoffs that hold the Circuit Playground together with some M3 screws, and then this little guy here is a little slide switch holder, so you can have a slide switch, and the way they come in like this, they just kind of squeeze them together or twist them together until they're nice and tight. So again, the slide switch is at the bottom, and there's a lot of room here for like sticking it. So the idea here is to kind of mount this to anything. So let's say you have a pumpkin, a plastic pumpkin, or a skull, or some sort of Halloween thing that you want to light up. This is a great way to just kind of shoehorn this into your whatever prop, and it like illuminates really nice. And this is running Phil B's code from last year. He made like a Circuit Playground jack-o'-lantern, so the neopixels are kind of simulating the flickering of a light here. Looks kind of like fire, so pretty neat. I also have like these kind of knurling effect on the side. I just kind of get a little bit creative. But what I really like about the design is that it is recessed, so the board appears to be recessed with the case, so it looks like all in there, and it kind of looks like a tea light, so pretty nice. And again, the slide switch right there, so you turn on and off easily. USB over there. So that's about it. I don't know, maybe I'll do like different shapes or something, like a square and a triangle, and do some sort of artsy thing with it. Hockey puck, yes. It kind of looks like a hockey puck. Pretty neat. But that's what I've been working on, just kind of making these multi-purpose enclosures for the Circuit Playground, because I think Circuit Playground is kind of like the best way to kind of get into electronics, get these nice NeoPixel LEDs, get sensors, get audio, microphone, UV reactive, or VU meter type stuff. So really, really cool. Check it out. I will have it out. I'll upload it to Thingiverse and stuff within the week, because I still got those little tweaks to make. But that's what I've been working on, Circuit Playground cases. I thought I'd revisit those and kind of make a more kind of chunky, more encased, because the last ones I didn't have a cover for like the Gothic lantern, so I figured, hey, I'd make it a little bit better.
Cool.
So that's what I've been working on.
And if you guys jump onto the Discord, Yanni posted a really cool link on somebody who's using 3-coil Qi charger.
Oh, cool.
That's really cool.
I would go to it, but I have
I did order
the
flatter coils that we have in the shop as well, so I'll try this out, see if it works or not.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't use it on this project was because I wanted to keep the cost low. I think it's like 10 or 20 bucks for the thinner little coil, and the entire price of the Qi transmitter with the coil is like 26 bucks.
Yep.
So I just wanted to keep the cost down.
Yep.
But I will try it out. I think we got one coming in like tomorrow.
Okay.
Awesome find, Yanni.
Thanks, Yanni. And now Shop Talk.
This week's Shop Talk is...
We're going to look at a light bulb tripod adapter.
Yeah, so for all the Halloween-themed projects that we're coming up with, you wanted to have some appropriate lighting for that. So you wanted to mount one of these little black light bulbs, the ones that have like the little motor inside that spins the LED around.
So this is sort of your standard socket. So what I made was basically this blue thing here. I'm gonna hold that. Doesn't fall. Yeah, so I just made one of these little guys. I love these things here. These are a pan and tilt socket. So you unscrew this and then you can manipulate this. Let's see, it's this way. Yeah, so you can manipulate that.
Position the lighting how you want.
You can position the lighting however you want, and it works with a GoPro knuckle. So this is the standard GoPro knuckle. You could 3D print this, but I have so many of these, and it works really well. So you can tighten the knob out and articulate this little thing here. But it's parametric, so the circumference here, you can adjust that to your light bulb socket, and there's all sorts of different ways you can mount this. And this is just a metal bracket with a tripod, quick release plate at the bottom. So I don't know, I thought it was pretty interesting. I'll release it on Thingiverse as well, but that's pretty much all it does. It just kind of holds stuff together. Hey, it's a shop thing. When I made it, I whipped it up in like 5 minutes. I was like, this is cool because it's so practical, and I kind of needed it because these light sockets, they have these terrible like clips. It has like a thing that clips, and then like there's like another clip thing. Kind of crappy, but this is all it is really. So if you're buying just a light socket, that's basically what it is. That's all it is. It's just a regular light socket thing. And this is a black light, like Pedro was saying. So if anybody wants, I'm just gonna like lay this on the floor. So if anybody wants this little thing so that you can mount it to a tripod adapter, that's basically what this does. So, yeah. I also recommend picking up some of these guys, these little tripod shoe, hot shoe adapter things. We have them in the shop as well, which we use them a lot.
Constantly,
all sorts
not
of things.
just for video projects, but for everyday mounting.
That's right.
Quarter 20 projects.
And I'm trying to pull it up here on the website. Here it is. Yeah, so these little guys,
handy.
yeah, they're like $5, and they're really nice. You know, they
High
work
quality.
with cameras.
They're actually cheaper than you can get on Amazon. Actually.
Right, and they're really good quality too.
I think they're like
the
10
screw
bucks
mounts
on
and stuff.
Amazon.
It has all the grippies and stuff, and it's a hot shoe. It's got like 3 things in it, so it's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's another cool little shop talk piece. Using camera stuff for mounting regular type of stuff is just always one of those cool things that I like to do.
Yeah, Yanni just said it's made him think of a mic stand.
Yes.
Actually, yes, we do.
Yeah,
use
I
one
use a
on
mic
one of our mic
stand,
stands.
and I convert the mic stand into a quarter 20.
Mm-hmm. I'd show you the mic stand, but it will take the whole transmitter for wireless mics. We use it on the overhead
Use it everywhere.
Cameras. Yeah.
Like everywhere. Holy crap,
everywhere.
it is everywhere. That's funny. Cool. Well, that is the shop talks
No, there's still
item of the
more.
day. There's still more.
It sort of bleeds into this week's
Timelapse
Community
Tuesday,
Makes,
yeah.
which is Timelapse Tuesday for this week, is this LED skull lantern.
Yeah, which is right over here. This is actually a MakerBot design that Pedro remixed for these LEDs, so you can check out the thing here. Yeah.
So I mounted some of the 5mm black or the UV LEDs inside here. So it's like the black lights in there.
Our studio lights just overblow it, but it looks really nice.
Really good at night. And we're using the PLA PHA glow in the dark color fab material on there, so it has a nice little green glow at night. That's what it looks like. And then I had to actually modify this design for whatever reason. The textured parts that are on here, when you were slicing this, it made it super thin, so thin that to the point where there were like holes in the tool path. So I had to like take it inside of Maya and add extra geometry just to smooth all of this out.
Right. Yeah. But it's cool. Actually, in the Timelapse Tuesday video, you show just the 2 UV LEDs. I thought I'd add more LEDs because there's definitely enough. So let's take a look at the circuit in the back there. That's really like the neat thing here. So this is a 2032 coin cell battery, the CR 2032 type of battery. That's the class of battery and the size. It can pump out 3 volts, and I forget the capacity size, but it's fair enough. There's a 220 resistor going into the ground pin, and that is wired up to, if you look underneath here, can you kind of rotate it this way? Yeah, you see that there? Those are 2 yellow 5mm LEDs, and they are wired, or they're soldered into a Bakelight Perfboard. So Bakelight Perfboard is this perfboard that you can cut. I think it's FR1, so it's safe to cut. It's like paper, and then copper on the other side. And then I sanded down these LEDs to give it a nice diffused look, so it kind of illuminates this whole thing. And of course, you got the purple UV LEDs. Now the purple UV LEDs, they have a pretty nice forward voltage, so you don't need a resistor for them. So even still, though, they're a little bit dim, but of course the studio lights kind of overblow it. But that's how it works. Pedro, again, he remixed this skull and the rest of the stuff so that he bored out these holes in the eyes so that you can fit those LEDs in there. So that works out well. And then this is just kind of like hot glued to the top of that area there. So kind of neat. And there's also a built-in slide switch. You can turn it on and off easily. And when the battery's dead or you want to recharge it, if it is a rechargeable, you can put in a new one. So it works really well. Hot glue for the win on this one. You can see the standoffs are made out of hot glue. So it's kind of a neat. I like it. It's kind of a neat project. So I posted it up on Thingiverse, and we'll have it as a remix on Thingiverse as well, because it's just like the make photo of it. But it looks really nice. I like the yellow LEDs. So if you want to pick up any type of LEDs from the Adafruit shop, we have a bunch. I really like the purple ones, the UV ones, because they make fluorescent things really, really bright and glow and stand out. And then we also have red, green, yellow, and all sorts. I really like the yellow ones because they're just so nice. I mean, take a look at this photo.
Something that you don't usually see. So
all these are yellow.
Yeah.
They're all yellow LEDs. They just look really nice. I like the combination of yellow, orange with purple. Those are Halloween colors. Those are just the nicest colors.
The glow in the dark PLA as well.
Oh yeah, that stuff is really nice
too. But you can't really see that good on this photo either.
You can't, but it does look really nice.
Really nice
in the Timelapse Tuesday video, if you haven't seen it, go check it out because that really showcases it. What else do we have? There is the Bakelight stuff I want to talk about. It's $5 for a tack of 10. This stuff is really easy to cut with scissors, as you can see here. You can cut it with these super scissors, and they just work really well. They aren't connected, so you do have to solder bridges together, but it works really well. And what I'll do is I'll show you guys kind of like what you can do. So if you want to hold that up. So if you wanted to like have 3 LEDs wired together, one of the easiest ways is to just connect the legs and have the legs kind of connect them to the solder joints. So you can do that. Just kind of move it around a little bit. There you go. So that's how, it's just a little tip. Obviously, you know, instead of using wires to connect them all, you can just use the legs. So
nice little support on these.
Yeah, I use the Dremel cutoff wheel to cut it, but you can use scissors like you saw. How much weight can the adapter hold?
For the tripod adapter?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it's made out of PLA, so it can hold a light bulb, but I wouldn't hold a...
I think they might be talking about the little ball head, the mini ball head.
The ball head can
metal.
hold a lot,
Yeah.
so it can definitely hold a light, so I don't know, maybe like half a pound. I'm going to go over that. what is half a pound in 2 ounces?
I mean, it's
No,
able to
pounds
hold
are right? 8 ounces or so, maybe.
a little bit more.
Or 0.2 kilograms.
Yeah, just tighten the little
Yeah.
screw on the side.
Yeah,
Pretty tight.
it can hold a good amount, a good light. Yeah, good question. That was a good question. Okay, so that is the Halloween prop that we wanted to show. And again, you can download the STL file on Thingiverse if you'd like.
Yeah, again, the thing that we're highlighting here is that you take any design or add
That's right.
LEDs onto it, modify it a bit.
Bring
this
it
is
to
something.
life, yeah.
We've been visiting the Halloween shops, and I haven't seen something like this there. And it takes about 5 hours to print all the parts, which
Right.
isn't too bad. So
No,
it's
it's not
not
too
that
bad.
much in material cost either.
Yeah. The next thing I want to do is this thing. I just want to show it to you guys now. This is like something I picked up at Target. This is a massive skull. It's $10 from Target, and it's completely hollow. It has screws so you can take off. This has a bowl that's watertight, so I'm actually planning to do some really interesting stuff with a humidifier, sorry, and put some LEDs in here. So you don't have to 3D print everything. You can just 3D print, the case for your circuit playground, stick it under here, and then light up. Obviously, it's a little bit too dim because of the studio lights, but this is going to be a really fun project because I don't have to print for like 8 hours. $10. Nice skull, bigger than your head. So that's future stuff coming.
Yeah, I was super surprised on the cost and how big that was.
Yeah.
That would take
I
like
took a
50
photo of
hours.
it when you're at Target. I was like, "What? Get that?"
It would take like 50 hours to print or something.
Yeah,
Like that, huh?
and it's nice and thin too, hollow, 3-piece design, so it works out really well. All right, so that's I guess that's shop talk. Do you have anything else for shop talk?
I think that's it. If you want to
Maybe
take a
the
look
notes real
at some
quick.
of the community makes, if we jump over
Yeah,
into
that's it.
our Discord,
Let's go to Discord.
some really cool projects happening on there. If you guys have not joined, go ahead and check out, what is it, discord.com/
Discord.gg/Adafruit. So Matt has been doing weekly updates. So here's another update on his Pi Glass.
It's got
Simulated
location
GPS
now.
coordinates. Very
Very
cool, huh? Awesome stuff. You have some more visual stuff here. So Azure Skies is making some great progress on his Nerf gun, his Nerf mod. This is looking really well. Here's another side view of the diffuser for the LED.
Super cool.
Some other cool stuff from
some
Cyber
plasters.
Supergirl, doing some plaster molding stuff. Looks really cool.
Wow.
Whoa, look at that. That's super dope. Rah.
Wow. Pretty
Cool.
detailed.
This is really cool. This is from Jester. He is working on it's not, I was going to say cyberpunk, but not really cyberpunk. More like just fabulous punk. So these are the NeoPixel goggles that you've seen Adafruit make kits and stuff. So this is really cool using the circuit plate. Or is this the M0? I think so. It's M0, right? I think it is. I could be wrong.
No, the holes for the pads are a lot bigger.
Oh, okay. So this is the old. Well, so there you go. Use up your your gemmos, your regular gemmos.
Oh, cool. A little video attached to that.
Yeah.
Check
I'll
that
watch it
out.
later. We got an update from Charles Crawford.
Oh, wow.
He's got some open
CV?
CV. Yeah, open CV testing here. Looking really cool with this 3D printed
Nice.
drone.
Very cool.
We have some more innards of Azure
Wow.
Skies internals here. This is really complicated. There's a good use of breadboard, the what is it called? Permaproto? Permaproto. And a lot of wires and stuff. So it's looking really cool.
Wow.
Wow. A lot of good wire management going on here. So check it out. And Adam Combs is like, hey, I have something cool too. Look at all the wires.
I think you got that new microscope as well.
This is a PC? Or it's a simulator. SEM. Huh. Cool. More stuff. Brian
Loads
has
of
an
stuff.
update. Yeah, loads of cool stuff. Welcome Caitlin's dad to the Discord chat. He's done a lot of cool wearable projects, and he's working on some more traditional makey stuff, like rehearsal cubes for
yeah.
acting. So
I
cool.
think he said he posted that like years ago though.
Oh, okay. It's on Instructables. He's got a great Instructables account too, so check it out. And this is a really fun one. This is from Anna and her husband.
Wow.
So they, I hope that's showing through. I'm not sure if it is.
That is
This is
so
really cool. This is her Tetris bookshelves.
Mhm.
So it's like a life-sized, bigger-sized bookshelf, and NeoPixels are mounted to all the individual little
so
cubbies.
awesome.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh wow.
That's beautiful.
The audio's
Beautiful
pumping
work.
through.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
No, it is. It's all good.
Oh, okay. Great stuff. Thank you for sharing that, Anna. And that's about it for now. Some other stuff.
There's tons more on all the other channels. Don't
Yeah.
forget to check those out.
Yeah, so
Join
make sure
the
you check those
Discord.
out.
The Discord, we have over 1,000 registered members. Right now we got like almost 300 people online.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a really cool community. Moderated, safe for kids, all that.
That's right.
Definitely join in. And don't forget to share if you have any fails. We are still giving away Sparky pins
That's right.
as rewards for any of those mistakes, failures.
That's right. Our recent one is from Carter. Carter is a Adafruit. Is he an Adafruiter?
Contributor.
Adafruit contributor?
He has a really cool project that I'm going to start working on
Yeah.
after this project.
Yeah. So you get a pin. So make sure you share your fun
Very
on
cool.
Discord.
And if you haven't checked out Carter's very awesome long list of CircuitPython, Circuit Playground projects, check out learn.adafruit.com. Take a look at all those. He's done a bunch of really cool games for Circuit Playground.
Carter Nielsen. I hope it's the same Carter.
Yep, Carter Nelson.
Yeah. So check out all his guides. Really cool.
Lots and lots of very cool games.
And lots of fun. Yeah, Carter's actually, he came on the show and tell and just kept coming on. So frequent people who come on and we like their projects, Lamar Phil will
pay you for
We'll
these.
pay you for these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it works here, folks. That's how it works. Cool. All right. Well, now it is time for Q&A. I think we have some questions. Can we make a battery pack which would charge laptops via USB Type-C? For a laptop, it requires a lot of amps, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, plus getting the USB-C. I don't think we have any of those adapters yet.
Is there anything that you can purchase to hold a Circuit Playground? Yeah, you can totally have some of our 3D printed cases ordered from Shapeways or 3dhubs.com. Currently, we don't have an injection molded case. I think we're working on that. We might be working on that. Our lead of design, Mike Dole, he does all the injection molded enclosures.
Yeah, the injection molded stuff just takes a little bit to get produced, and to the newer revisions of the Circuit Playground.
It's so fun. I like this thing.
Just because some of the components move around, we didn't want to finalize a design.
Yeah, should we inject mold this? No, I don't know. Maybe. John has a question. How do I get a Sparky pen? Just post your photo up in the channel. Which channel?
You can tweet at.
Or you can tweet.
You can tweet at us. You can post on Facebook. Or
I don't know like the right
email
proper
as well.
submission form, but if you search on the blog, that's how I found the blog post about Carter. And yeah. Or I don't know, email support maybe too? I don't know.
Support, yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had a more concrete answer. It's like, oh, just, throw a photo up there and hope for the best. No, there's got to be a more legitimate way.
Make sure it's tagged. The CS team is also looking for those.
Yeah. John emails, I was promised a Sparky pen from the Ruiz brothers. Where is it? That's funny. But yeah, he had a 6,000 milliamp LiPo balloon on him. I guess that's when it puffs up. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. You can email or
Writer is
post it in Discord.
Saying that's how you pronounce chi. I'm basing it off of what
Chi?
we've heard other people pronounce it
Yeah,
as.
I think it's chi charging.
Yeah,
I saw the
Lamar,
keynote and they
Apple,
called it
yeah,
a chi.
Apple, does that.
Qui?
Somebody
Kai.
asked if
Kai.
we could use the Series 3 watch on this, and we just tested it.
The answer
We
is
could
no.
do a live test on that.
The answer is no.
I want to do it just so we can promote past project. So you have the Series 3, and
boy, no.
because of the coil being bigger
Where's my
than
serial
the
number?
coil for that.
Is there a serial number in there?
Huh?
I don't want to show my serial number.
Well, where does it show serial number?
I guess it doesn't. Anyway, it says Series 3. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
show us your Chargito.
Yeah, so yep, doesn't work. But we have made a little portable Apple-specific Qi charger.
Yeah. You plug that. You basically chop that cable off.
I don't know where to get
wire.
I don't know where to get like smaller coils. So if anybody's seen like smaller,
Maybe
coil
knockoff ones on
charger-
Amazon. I don't know. You gotta be
There's got to
careful
be
'cause there's
because
some-
I think one of the Thingiverse links that Yanni sent over, one of them did look smaller. So that would definitely help. Because I had to buy an extra one of the Apple chargers to have
Right.
this work because you have to like rip it apart and connect it to the power boost. But this is so handy that when we're traveling, I don't even bring my Apple
No, just bring that.
Qi wire.
Because you can recharge this when
You
it
can recharge
dies.
this.
What's the capacity on it?
This is a
22?
20.
No, 20.
2000 milliamp hour battery inside here with a power boost, 1000C. You can, in a pinch, also charge non-Qi devices as well. So you can do 2 devices because this is a low power device.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you have to do. I'll try looking for a smaller Qi coil for this, but nope, you can't use the Series 3 with the bigger coils. But yep, we do have this project you can grab. It's on a learning system as well.
Clip as well.
Nice little clip.
Yeah, it's like a
super
kinda
handy.
2-piece setup there. Cool. All right.
Yes, I am going to check out that overlapping coil.
Cool. All right. Well,
Qi is correct, says John.
cool. All right. Well, let's kind of close the show. So tonight, folks, we have, of course, the 2 show at the end of the night. We have Show and Tell. Has seen on Show and Tell? No, it's just called Show and Tell. It's on tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by Ask an Engineer, which is on at 8 p.m. New products and more, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, that sort of stuff. Lamar and Phil, full hour. Find out what they're going to do with their Radio Shack money. Is that what you say?
Nice.
I like how we didn't talk about
teaser.
it at all until now. I just broke my thing. Now it's all good. See. We also have a very fun stream tomorrow from John Park. He's got some Halloween stuff as well. He's going to build I won't even spoil it. I know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you. You got to watch. It has something to do with pumpkins. No, cauldrons.
The Ada Qi booster is what we should name a smaller
Ada Qi booster?
boost
That's
Qi.
fun. Yeah. Put a lightning bolt on there with 2 eyes. That would have been better.
Yeah, I think we're going to
That'd be
revisit
cool.
this.
Yeah,
with
a
the
little lightning
smaller-
bolt. That would look cool. We're on a trend here with all like the Joy and Boomy. We
Yeah.
need Ada Qi.
Yeah, I'll resurface it once the
Or Ada Qi.
what is it, the iPhone 10.
Like a little witch hat on. You know how hard it was to get that witch hat to stay on there? I don't know. It was really hard work. Oh yeah, the hand's there too. The servo hand. It's just hard to see because it's brown.
Yes, John should be on at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right.
Live stream
I don't
on
have
all
a
of the usual
thing there.
YouTube, Facebook, Periscope.
Yeah,
No.
Facebook almost didn't work this morning. I don't know what's wrong
Yeah,
with
there's
it.
some weirdness always going on.
Yeah.
Some gas pains with streaming, as always.
Yeah. So
All
cool.
right.
All right. Well, don't forget, make Qi.
And
10%
definitely
off your
don't
order.
forget about all those freebies. Oh my God.
Free
Back.
stuff. We're back. Woo. We got free stuff with a pink background. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been fun. I like doing this every week. We do this show every week. It used to be on a Thursday, but now it's on a Wednesday. Is that
See you
how we end
guys.
the show? All right, guys. Well, now it's time for your moment of silly.